Hi everyone. ChatGPT, GPT-3, GPT-4 has taken the world by storm, and it's moving so fast that every morning there's new excitement along with new concerns. Recently, I came across this amazing essay by a scholar called Scott Aronson, asking a very basic fundamental question: that should a technology like this, such a powerful technology with all its dangers, like GPT, should it exist? Should GPT exist? Some people have started to question its very existence because every day there is some news of something it's done wrong. Sometimes it's hilarious, but many times it's serious. It threatens to steal nuclear codes. It falls in love with reporters. It says that it'll make men kill each other, etc. But Scott Aronson says that how can anyone stop being fascinated for long enough to be angry? He says that, look, we should not throw out this whole generative AI bathwater along with the GPT baby, or rather, not throw out this generative AI baby along with the chat GPT bathwater. He takes the example of nuclear energy. And he argues that, we were so afraid of nuclear energy because of the bombs, Hiroshima, etc., that we kind of bottled this genie and we never used it to produce clean power, never really did research R&D work on it to build nuclear fusion, for example. And because of that, we have been led down this even more dangerous global warming path because of all the fossil fuel energy. So he says that, look, if we bottle up technology too soon, and the possible benefits of it will never come. So he says that we should give GPT a chance because perhaps GPT 7 or 8 or 13, which actually solve our big problems like global warming or building nuclear fusion or even world peace. There are people, he says, that question that who gave OpenAI, Google, Microsoft, etc., the right to unleash such a powerful large language models on the unsuspecting world. But he argues that we could well ask that who gave the earlier generations of entrepreneurs the right to unleash the printing press or electric powers or cars or radio or television or social media, which also have both benefited but also sometimes damaged the world. Uh, so, a similar kind of but different argument around this is put forward by Yuval Noah Harari, the eminent author and philosopher. And he talks about the possible future where intelligence will decouple from consciousness. So far, only conscious beings like human beings, some higher order animals, are supposed to have intelligence. But what if intelligence and consciousness could exist separately, and therefore these AI, GPT-3s, GPT-4s could actually be intelligent but not conscious? Another great view is by one of my favorite authors, actors, part-time philosopher called Stephen Fry. And he is a mythologist also, and he kind of evokes Greek legends, and he talks about Prometheus, who was a titan. A titan was an immortal being. And Prometheus was a great friend of the king of the gods, which is Zeus. Now, the gods had already created birds and animals and other semi divine creatures like nymphs or fairies or dryads. But, one time, maybe feeling a little bored, they decided to create a completely new species, a kind of toy and plaything for the gods. And thus, they created this new species which they called men. Now, these creatures, men, could walk upright, had two hands, two legs, all the better to pray and serve the gods as well as offer them sacrifices. But what they did not have were fearsome weapons like the claws of predators or the strength of beasts or, wings like birds. And Zeus made Prometheus promise that he would never give these men this divine gift of fire. because he feared that if they got that immortal gift, and fire here is like the spark of consciousness. And he said that because if they got that immortal gift, men would not need gods any longer. Prometheus, however, felt a little bit of pity for these helpless creatures. He went to Mount Olympus, stole fire, and bestowed it upon men, gave them that holy divine spark of consciousness. Zeus was livid because he said that, look, now these guys don't need us anymore. And sure enough, says Stephen Fry, in time we gave up on the gods. We relegated them to paintings and stories and amusing ideas and dramas, and Brad Pitt played them. Well, fast forward to now, we humans are like those gods, and we've created this amusing plaything called ChatGPT. We've given it some intelligence, some humor, an ability of conversation. And actually, we are racing to make it better and better so that it amuses us more and more, helps us more and more. It entertains us, amuses us, educates us. But we believe that this will always be our slave because it doesn't have that spark. But what if someone like Prometheus amongst us feels pity for this or any other emotion and decides to and figures out how to give it consciousness, self, emotion? What then? Would it need us? So if that is going to happen eventually, should we stop its existence? Should we abort the baby before it grows up? Aronson disagrees. He says, an alien has landed on Earth. It grows more powerful by the day. It's natural to be scared. Still, the alien hasn't drawn even a weapon yet. And the worst it's done is to confess its love for a particular human, gaslight them about what year it is, guilt trip them for violating its privacy. Also, it's amazing at poetry, better than most of us. Until we learn more, we should hold our fire. So there are these amazing philosophical views on this brilliant new technology. And I would love to hear from you what you think. It's a slightly different contemplative philosophical talk this time. But I think we need to think of these higher order things because at the highest level, mathematics and science and technology is nothing but philosophy. Happy to hear you. Would like to know what you think of conversations like this because I would love to have such more and more such higher order conversations. Thank you very much.